going, everybody? Jason, Cult of the Lamb podcast. So I want to show you guys a preview for a movie called Dark City that came out back in 1998 when I was in high school. The first girl I'd ever gone on a date with, she asked me out and wanted to go see this movie specifically. She and her family were Mormons, and I thought she was like super churchy, even though, I mean, she looked like a witch. I mean, I know she is now, but back then I didn't realize that. The Mormons are all Satanists, by the way. But she wanted me to watch this specific movie with her. She kept insisting, like, no, you need to watch Dark City with me. You need to watch Dark City with me. And I was like, okay, whatever, let's go to the movies then. So if you've been watching my channel, you know that I say, my claim is that CERN is not what they're claiming it to be, that it's actually a modern version of the Tower of Babel, that the Tower of Babel was actually a particle accelerator that was used to produce what occultists refer to as chaos energy or spiral energy, which they can then transmute to produce various reality warping effects. And this is related to the Mandela effect that you may have heard of, that has just so happened to coincide with CERN becoming operational, because they are literally using CERN to manipulate reality. That's what the Tower of Babel did as well. It opens portals into different dimensions and allows access to these dimensions, as well as the ability to manipulate primordial chaos, hence chaos magic. That's why they call it chaos magic, at the fundamental level. Basically, it's a machine god, okay? This is the serpent Leviathan spoken of in the Bible, or Jormungandr, the world serpent, as spoken of in the Norse apocalypse known as Ragnarok. Okay, that's what CERN is. And to give you a better understanding of what CERN is actually doing, this Dark City movie, as well as a few other movies that have come out, in the last 30, 40 years, they're basically soft disclosures of, what these divine beings, these Grigori, these fallen angels, and their Nephilim offspring are capable of doing through their various occult magics and advanced forbidden technologies. Okay, they're trying to wage war on God, and they're going to bring down, they're going to bring down the hammer. They're going to bring down the wrath of God on us again. So let's go ahead and watch this so you get a little bit better of an idea of what I'm talking about. It's called Dark City. It's a great movie if you've never seen it. Really creepy. So basically, you could consider this a proto-Matrix, okay? The Matrix films, basically what's going on in this movie is a bunch of white-skinned magic users. They're aliens, they claim to be. They basically have a bunch of people trapped in a false reality. They're manipulating their memories. They're manipulating the reality around them. Almost, have you ever heard of the term Pan's Labyrinth? That's an occult term. It's also referred to as a panopticon, which is, it's basically like saying a prison. So the movie explores, the possibility that our reality is not what it actually appears to be, that it is actually malleable and capable of being manipulated by advanced beings. Now, the white-skinned beings that are depicted in the movie, they are representative of the Nephilim and the Grigori, because they have white skin. Now, this William Blake, he was a master mason and occultist, brilliant artist. They're real talented, the Nephilim kids are, they're real talented. I wish they weren't just so damn evil. But this painting right here, this is called Lucifer rousing the rebel angels. As you can see, they're all depicted as having snow white skin, okay? All of William Blake's angel paintings, whether good or evil, they are always depicted as having white skin, okay? Here we see, it's indicating that they're giants. You see the little person down there, and you see him standing there, because they're shape-shifting giants. They're fallen angels, and they're children. I have encountered one of these in 2019. If you watch this channel, or the old stuff I have, or my BitChute channel, I talk about it all the time, how in 2019, March 9th, 2019, I came face-to-face with a snow white skinned giant that looked like the Solomon Grundy character from Batman. Just a giant muscle-bound monster. It looked remarkably similar to this, but it wasn't wearing all raggedy clothes. It had nice clothes on. It didn't have chains and shoes, and it had long hair, long snow white hair down to its shoulders, and it telepathically told me, and I know nobody believes this, nobody ever believes me, that it is quote-unquote the enemy of mankind, and that was the only time I would see him face-to-face. And it's my belief that who I came into contact with was Og of Bashan, the Raphamite king, father of Nimrod, also known as Cush, who through my research I have concluded is either Azazel, the archangel of death, or Cain, or both. I'm not really certain about that. Azazel may actually be Cain. I'm not quite 100% certain about that. But he is the de facto king of the world. As horrifying of a thought that is it's true. We're basically being taken over by a satanic cult that worships this guy and the other fallen angels, the other rebel angels. Witches, warlocks, reality benders is a good way to put it. And that's what they're using CERN for. That's what CERN is for. It's to create the Matrix, to create the veil, the carne veil, the meat veil. That's what the word carnival means. If you trace it back, the etymology of the word carnival, it means the meat veil. It's like it's the Matrix. It's literally the real world, quote unquote, real, coming from the old French word réal, meaning blood, the blood world. We are in quite a predicament here. I don't really understand exactly what is going on. I mean, I do, but I can't reveal all my secrets, but what's happening right now is, we're entering into the book of Revelations right now. Like, Wow, that looks remarkably similar to what I had seen, but his hair was snow white and his clothes were impeccable. I mean, he's the king of the world. He's got money. And it was a harrowing experience. I mean, it completely and fundamentally changed my entire life. But one effect of it, at first I thought it was an alien. I thought I was about to get abducted by aliens or something. But then gradually I came to understand that, God is real. God is absolutely real. There's all sorts of weird stuff out there that the government's hiding, because if people knew that stuff existed, they would eventually come to the conclusion that God is real. If the devil is real and demons are real, that means God is real. And unfortunately, the majority of people nowadays, they think it's cool to be evil. They think it's cool to worship the devil. They think it's cool to be a zombie or a vampire or a werewolf. But in reality, those were curses placed upon these people. That was a curse that goes all the way back to, I believe it was the Archangel Uriel, under the order of God, cursing Cain so that his children would require the blood of humans, the blood of his family, like the Sethites, the Adamites, the Abelites, whoever was actually the pure-blooded descendants of Adam. The Canaanites would be required to feed on them. And I don't exactly know what God's purpose for doing that was. I personally think that it was God trying to force the Canaanites, Canaan and his offspring, into finding a way of getting along with humanity and understanding that without humankind, their race would die. Unfortunately, what's happening is they have basically taken control of the world over the last couple hundred years. They've taken control of academics, the military, government, finance, especially finance. That's how they did it all. Goes all the way back to the Templar Knights. And over that period of time, they've just been furthering their grip on the world. And I'm sure everybody watching this has heard of the Rothschild family. Well, that's Cain. That's Cain's family. Rothschild means wrath's child. Wrath's child, the angel of wrath, the angel of death, the devil, Satan himself. And unfortunately, what they're up to, it's kind of ticking God off right now. The Creator, God the Most High, the uncreated, the eternal, the unfathomable, infinite infinity that we all hope and pray is going to intervene on our behalf and save us from these monsters, or even teaches these beings, because they're not really monsters. They're convinced that they are monsters because they were viewed as monsters in the ancient world. It's unfortunate that their species was, attacked on sight. You ever heard, why the people wave their hands? That goes back to thousands and thousands of years ago, because when you wave, it shows that you don't have 6 fingers on your hand. And that was the hallmark of the Nephilim, was they had 6 fingers. However, now they, whether through magic or genetic manipulation, that they figured out a way to hide that 6th finger for the most part. But occasionally, they like to show off their ancestry. They like to show off. This is Mel Brooks, the director of one of my favorite movies, Spaceballs. Spaceballs, like ball, B-A-A-L-S, ball, that are fallen angels. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a real picture, by the way. Look, there's his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame or whatever. There's his handprint, 6. This is a real picture, okay? These are real This isn't photoshopped, okay? That's Mel Brooks showing off to the world that he's a Nephilim. Okay, this stuff is real. Keep telling people this stuff is real. And it says we're a prosthetic 6 finger, and it's just absolutely ridiculous how they put it right in our faces, and people still don't, they don't get it. They don't get it. They don't understand what's actually going on, because they cannot understand what's going on. They can't wrap their heads around this stuff. Oh, this is real funny. This is some funny stuff over here with the other Nephilim buddy, because all of Hollywood's just basically full of Nephilim. Hollywood, magic wands in ancient Babylon were made of the wood of the holly tree. Hollywood undead, Hollywood Babylon, Los Angeles, lost angels, the angels, lost, they call it Lost Angeles, lost angels, fallen angels. And I keep trying to tell people that this is real, that this is really happening, but nobody listens to me. I mean, they even put it in cartoons. This is a Disney Channel show called Gravity Falls. It's kind of an inside joke. They believe that they're going to, like, destroy God. Like, they think God is the sun. Like, they literally think the sun itself is God, which I don't want to get into that because I can make a whole video about that topic. But Gravity Falls, they believe that, gravity will fall. They're gonna take on God and the Son of God and blah blah blah, and we're gonna reestablish our New World Order, vampire empire, blah blah blah. No, you're not, because God's just gonna literally blow the fucking. What was made can be unmade, is what I'm getting at. But so I just wanted to, share that with you guys, because I'm kind of antsy. I'm pretty agitated. Look, this is a cartoon for kids. Okay, this guy here is called Bill Cipher, Lucifer, Bill Cipher. On the back of your dollar bill, that pyramid, that's the thing there. That's Dagon. That's the Canaanite false god Dagon, an interdimensional parasite that is being worshipped as God and intends to destroy the world before God can destroy it. Apparently, it's so funny. It's like God wants to destroy the world, the devil wants to destroy the world, and then there's just regular people like me and you guys out there that just want to live our lives in peace, but we can't, because we're stuck in the middle between, two warring factions. We're caught in the middle of the biggest family feud, the biggest cosmic family feud ever. And it's about to come to the conclusion, and I'm fairly certain I'm aware of what's coming and what day it's going to happen, and I'm, quote-unquote, scared as fuck right now. And that's why I've been working so diligently on my channel, because if I don't keep myself occupied, I'm terrified. I just lay in bed and ruminate about the future and the fact that, God is going to destroy the world soon. And it's unfortunate, but that's how it is. If you don't believe in God, or if you're worshiping the devil and practicing black magic and that sort of thing, you need to stop. You need to accept that there's only one uncreated being, uncreated eternal being, that is the one true God, the creator of everything. And you need to get right with that God, because when the time comes, if you're still down with the devil or whatever, you're still worshiping Satan and doing ratchet stuff, and you're just a piece of shit, an overall piece of shit, you're gonna go to the lake of sulfur, whatever that actually is, hell, whatever. And I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see that happen to anybody, even the most evil person or entity on the planet. I don't want to see them suffer eternally for refusing God. But that's what's coming. Oh, and by the way, one of the main characters, Stan, he's a Shriner. Like, this whole show is just nothing but Masonic symbolism. Like, it's a cool show, but I mean, it's just nothing but Masonic symbolism, and occultism, and weird, creepy, weird stuff. It's a cool show. It's called Gravity Falls. Check it out if you haven't. But I mean, it's got some real creepy stuff in there, like these codes and stuff. People decoded these, and they all talk about weird satanic things. And this is a Disney Channel show, guys. They're putting this stuff right in front of your face right now. And people are just sitting there just in la la land. They don't believe it's real, but it is real. And, you know, if people don't wake up, you know, if you don't find God very soon, you're going to spend eternity in hell with these rebels and their followers. And that's just the way it is. All right, this has been Jason with Cult of the Lamb. I'm going to go ahead and make a thumbnail for this and get it uploaded and play some video games so I don't have to think about the upcoming apocalypse. All right, have a good night, guys. God bless.